I'm Lauren Maynard. I'm an advanced baby wearing educator with Baby Wearing International of Phoenix. I'm going to be demonstrating how to repair a broken thread on a wrap. I'm using Didymos Firebirds for my demo. So here you can see my broken thread. It's really long. When I first discovered it, the whole wrap was puckered up almost across the entire width. You can see where the thread pulled out here. You can see the break in the white weave pattern there. But it's actually easy to repair. It's intimidating, but it's not a big deal. You'll want a needle that is rather big. You want a big head. This is much bigger than regular sewing thread, so you're not going to be able to fit it in a small eye of a tiny needle. So you might also want to use a needle threader to make it a little easier, especially if you have a fuzzy end. So I'm going to go ahead and use my needle threader. I slide that through the eye of the needle, and then I have a bigger loop to put my broken thread through. And once it's through the needle threader, I can pull that through the eye of the needle. And now I have a threaded needle. So the first step with a broken thread is to tie it off. You obviously don't want a big knot in your woven wrap, but just go ahead and take a stitch right near where it starts. Go through a few pieces of yarn and pull your loop partway through, and then go back through there. That's going to go ahead and tie off your knot, so it'll stop it from raveling anymore. And now the next step is to weave in as much of this as we can. I've got that tiny little knot there now that'll keep everything in place. And so just go ahead and follow the weave as closely as you can. Try not to skip threads or leave big floats. You'll go ahead and just tuck as much as you can into the natural weave of the fabric. So almost done there. It's a pretty quick process, even with a long thread. Okay. You can also tie off toward the end if you'd like. And you just keep weaving in until you are done with your thread. You can change directions if that makes more sense. Make sure you're not pulling the fabric and puckering it. You want it to feel natural. I'm going to go ahead and stop my demo here and show you a different problem that we've seen come up and how to fix that. And that's if you have a thread that's too short to weave in very well. There's a way to solve that too. So I'll go ahead and stop right here, and I'll show you that next step. So what you see here is a broken thread that's too short to weave in with my needle. Even if I threaded it, I couldn't bend my needle back far enough to weave my thread back into the wrap. So I'm going to show you what I do in that situation. And this is right near the rail, which is typical with broken threads. A lot of times they've just sort of pulled out of the hem. And it's not a safety issue, it's just in need of repair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew as if I'm weaving in the thread without threading the needle first. I'm going to start right near the base of this broken thread, and I'm going to weave my needle through the fabric here on the rail, and then pull my needle almost all the way through till the eye is right next to my broken thread here. And now I can thread my needle, even though I don't have enough length. So you can use a needle threader if you'd like. You can also wet the end, get your fingers wet and just get it ready, so it's not poofy, and you can thread your needle probably that way. Maybe. And then once you have your thread through the eye of your needle, you can go ahead and pull your needle out, and it'll pull that thread in to the path that you sewed, and out the other side. So now I just have this tiny, tiny little piece left. I can either repeat the process and weave it back in the other way, or if you feel like you've gotten it in there securely enough, you can just trim that teeny little bit off, especially if you don't feel like it's going to start allowing other threads to ravel. So there we go. I've repaired my broken thread.